Donald Trump, if you remember this, he gave that 3-hour-long interview with Rogan, and he talked for like 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. I remember this. And he's talking about how Gavin Newsom was just an idiot when it came to the management of these forests.
Right.
Again, dry conditions, this kind of stuff. But why is California, like, there was a reporter that took a photo of this. This water was pouring out into the ocean, fresh water. California has no mechanism or means to like capture this water and use it in case you might need it.
Well, and the reason being because they have to protect the smelt, the little fish.
The little fish.
That is like endangered, the endangered smelt.
Delta smelt. And they only live one place in the world, the San Francisco estuaries.
The Delta smelt has gone from being one of the more abundant fish in the Delta to being just on the verge of extinction.
It's just, I was actually digging around on the California State Water Resources Control Board for fun, just to get some actual data here. And the process for getting any kind of water management, whether it's a dam, a reservoir, even just redirecting a river or a stream to like help with their increasing population, or their population, which was increasing, probably going to decrease now. I mean, it's just, the processes are stunning. You have to get, I think it's 8 total permits or approvals from 8 different boards, I think 6 of which involve this concern for endangered species. It's just astonishing. And it says the division has an excess of 500 pending water rights applications. The people of California have voted. They voted 7 years ago to dedicate billions of dollars because they knew this was a problem. So the people asked for more reservoirs and dams. And on their website, it says, if you are able to provide all of the necessary information, once you have all of the application elements and all of the permits, it may take 3 to 4 years to obtain said permit. So you're asking people to look 5 years in the future and predict a wildfire of this magnitude because it's going to take you 4 years to build the dam needed to combat something like this.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Absolutely a failed state. And it didn't happen. And here we are. And the bill comes due.
I mean, California is full of ideological left-wingers. I mean, it's truly an ideology. Like on the federal scale, we see some of that where on like an abortion, like there's no sense of like, well, okay, let's not force, Catholic nuns to pay for abortion in their healthcare, right? And they're like, no, it has to. So the left has gotten this ideology that's just completely unmoored from any sense of common sense. Like, okay, yeah, there are some other competing interests here. But for them, they get so hooked on something like climate change, helping the environment, that there's never any trade-offs. It's like, well, you hate the environment, and so people are like, these fires, like Barbara Streisand, these fires are caused by climate change. Actually, it turns out it was an illegal immigrant who set that last fire. So I'm not so sure it's climate change.
Did you see Bernie Sanders' tweet?
Yes.
Here you got from Birdie. 80,000 people told to evacuate. Blazes 0% contained. 8 months since this area has seen rain. The scale of damage and loss is unimaginable. Climate change is real, not a, quote, hoax. Donald Trump must treat this like an existential crisis that it is. Now, before you even launch onto that, I thought that was going to be the craziest, blaming climate change for legitimate incompetence from the government. No, Pramila Jayapal put out this bizarre tweet.
Right?
Yeah, here we go.
She said, corporations got us into this mess, but even they can't escape the devastating reality of climate change.
And there's a McDonald's sign burning.
So is she suggesting that corporations should burn as a result of what? I like the implication of this tweet is like,
what's funny about this is like, it is California that makes it illegal for corporations to put, empty barrels on top of their roofs to collect rainwater. Right. It's like, you can't blame corporations for that. Like that's just ridiculous, Yeah. And it's like, all the different problems that Canada.
It's kind of like Canada.
We might trade them.
Yeah. I'll give you California for Canada. I'll take Saskatchewan over California. Yeah. And I was reading through Michael Schellenberger. Michael Schellenberger is a great journalist to read, and he has been covering this climate change craziness in California for years. And he came out this morning on Twitter.
He's a San Francisco journalist. He's a lib.
Yeah.
He's a liberal.
He moved there because he wanted to live in a socialist paradise. He'll say that now. He's like, I went to California because of their policies. And now he has seen the light. I mean, talk about red pilled. But that guy, he's on there and people are saying, oh my gosh, it's a dry year because of climate change. And he has, of course, the graph, which proves that, in fact, there has been no trend toward dryness, no trend towards rising temperatures that contributed to this. No, this was a perfect storm of a failed state, bureaucratic incompetency and unaccountability, and the weather. And here we are. It's unconscionable.
I gotta say, one of the most shocking things about like the total mismanagement, the total failed state of California. You got Gavin Newsom, who looks like someone said like a villain out of a Batman movie. Like my
it is Hollywood.
Like,
I mean,
how do you not know that this guy is like the evil guy in every movie you've ever seen, right? Yep. Because like for 30, 40 years, like you want to make an evil villain, you make him a white businessman with slick back hair. That's exactly what it looks like. I mean, he's like, I am evil. It's amazing. But, it's such a failed state.
They said, we have no water. I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why don't you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north. Water, more water than they could ever use. And in order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. They're getting killed right now.
They are.
They're getting killed because of this stupid administration.